everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Today's game features a very active secondary. The Browns are top 10 in forcing interceptions, and they'll be up against the Texans, who will be testing that coverage. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. While the skies may be ominous, there's never a bad day for football. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club, and losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year, but when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They're led out by their strong-arm quarterback out of Texas A&M. It's Ryan Tannehill.
I think one of the things I like about Ryan Tannehill's game is that he understands what his receivers are looking for downfield. He played that position at Texas A&M before becoming the starting quarterback. So a lot of times when he's in the pocket looking downfield, he's actually running the routes with the receivers as he remembers them.
Single slot. 87,
On first down, it's Tannehill. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And right away, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for Browns TD. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First carry for Lamar Miller. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. After the penalty. It's Miller. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
On second down, here's Tannehill. Setting up the screen for Miller. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Fresh set of downs here. Now Tannehill on a give to Miller. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. Third down now. And now the starting defense for the Browns.
Dominic Easley is one of those defensive linemen you can plug in just about anywhere and find good play.
So they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Throwing on third down, Tannehill. He finds his target, Fuller. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up first downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. So the D-line's going to spread out. A first down carry now for Miller. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
But it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script because so many teams script their opening possessions. And whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback. Here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. But good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
We got three, fellas, we got three.
Play clock winding down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. Corey Coleman. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Corey Coleman. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead.
I think if you pulled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Running this with a wide receiver, Fuller. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39! Over the line now, lucky 56! Lucky 56!
Now a play fake here on first down. Finding time. Going for it all. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Okay, Charles, who are you picking to highlight here as we show the starters for the Cleveland Browns?
I like how you said highlight, because I'm going to go with Isaiah Crowell, the running back, because if you go back to his high school days, he was in the spotlight. Actually announced he's going to the University of Georgia holding up a bulldog puppy. Didn't work out there. Went to Alabama State and had a nice career. Undrafted, unheralded, but had a really nice year in 2015, so he's trying to bring the spotlight back.
One receiver left, 2 to the right.
Here we go now.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Over!
The play clock's running down. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. His throw caught right around the 6. That one goes for 24 yards. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
Green, 39! Over! Here you go. 319! 319!
Now receiver in motion left. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Corey Coleman with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. So they've had 2 drives, and he's had the 2 receiving touchdowns.
And how about a game plan where you decide to force feed or feature someone, and it works? First 2 drives, as you noted, end up in touchdown passes. I think they're going to keep going to them until defense makes any kind of an adjustment.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Browns defense getting ready. Forced the fumble last time. Now 2 turnovers that they forced here in this first half, Charles.
And this defense has set the tone for the game. Taking it away twice here in the first half of the game, that's going to make the offense so uncomfortable the rest of the game and really make them focus on ball security. Sometimes that cuts down your ability to make big plays.
The offense will try to prove you wrong here. They'll try to find that comfort. They come out here in the eye.
380!
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense. Still first down.
Miller, the lone setback. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Frustrating for a defense. And energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Second down following the run.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Move.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Hey, wide. 20. Wide 20.
They'll run it again with Miller. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. On first down, Tannehill. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Tannehill on first down. He's got time. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
On second down, here's Miller. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Holding offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. To throw on second down is Tannehill. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've hit the end of quarter 1. Plenty of scoring here already. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. So here we go, a 3rd down after the second down pass completion. From the 50, it's Tannehill. Underneath for Miller. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
Tight end left. Tight end left. Three down. Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Mike, Green 39. Check 55, Mike.
The slot man in motion right. Time running out here on the play clock. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Coleman has it here right side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Got his left. Now let's go. 319. 319. Over.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It's a pickup of 14 there, and it'll give the Browns a first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes the play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Let's see what you got.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
319. Leopard. Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Play clock winding down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. Oh, nice move. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Second down, and the offense needing 5 yards. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw, Tannehill. Caught left side, Hopkins. Past the 20. And he takes us down deep into Cleveland territory. A big-time play there for the Texans. And even 40 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Now Tannehill. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller. That'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 here. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. That's complete right around the 8. And he showcased the spin, but couldn't do much else as he's wrangled down. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Texans draw a bit closer. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Double tight. Over. Let's go. Blue 90. Mike 56.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to maneuver. There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here comes Ryan Tannehill now, leading his offense back out there. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now.
While there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
2 carry now for Lamar Miller. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, there's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And now the Browns coming out on the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Larry Ridley will have first half highlights and analysis.
LR, plenty to show in this one.
Going to be a busy man at intermission. And a long way to go for the offense here on second down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw here. And that's incomplete. He was looking for Terrell Pryor that time. Third down here.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. They'll look to throw, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will extend their lead even further. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's Ryan Tannehill and the Dolphin offense back out onto the field. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. Surveying the field. Underneath for Miller. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 4. And it's a second down. And they're going to speed things up here. On second down, here's Tannehill. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Tannehill on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense. 6 deep.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Key 26.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Here's Tannehill now on second down. He's got it complete to Braxton Miller. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop. Tannehill will give to Miller on the draw. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The drive. He's going to sling this deep, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Browns want to continue to give their fans something to cheer about in the second half. The Texans know it's always hard to come in and get a win on the road, but they're not out of this one yet. All right, let's get it going. Here's the first half highlights. Texans opening drive. Miller's at the catch, but fumbles here. Browns would pick it up and score. That puts them up by a touchdown. Now midway through the first, Hopkins is going to haul in the pass, and this play goes for a score. We're brand new at 7. Midway through the first quarter, the catch is made after a quick pass, and he's going to go 72 yards for the score. The Browns up by a touchdown. Offense on the field now after the fumble. The pass out of the gun will be completed, and he caps off the two-play drive with the score. The lead now at 14. Browns have it early in the second, under duress, and the pass is picked off. Jackson is the one who makes the pick, halting the offense's drive. Offense now with the shot after the interception. The pass will be caught over the middle, and this play will go for 6. Texans trail now by just 7. Browns on offense midway through the second. Some phenomenal blocking on the run here, and he'd go in for the 68-yard touchdown. That puts them on top by 14.
All right, Larry, indeed a one-sided affair to this point as we get set for half 2. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Texans defense, we watch them get set to go. They are down on the scoreboard as we begin the second half and looking to avoid a bigger deficit.
And I can just hear the coaches now. I can hear the head coach. Guys, first 5 minutes, first series of the second half, offense or defense, you've got to set the tone.
They'll try to set that tone here, and they'll go on the ground. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
The play clock's running down. Back to throw here. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Third down now following the completed pass. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On third down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. This is taken around the 12. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. And we roll tape now on his solid performance.
And what we've been seeing so far is a great combination of finesse and aggressiveness in running his routes and making plays. That's what you want in any type of a receiver. The guy knows exactly what to do on a given play and ends up making the plays that help your team win.
So the D-line's going to spread out. On first down, it's Tannehill. Caught left side, Hopkins. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage, look defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So it'll be first down here after the run.
Watch 18, watch 18. Bang! Wide, 20.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. He's got time in the pocket. Underneath for Miller. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Three yards to go here on 2nd down.
3 down. Zebra.
Tannehill going to give it to Miller. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Trip. Ready. Wide, 20.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. It's complete to Hopkins. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Tannehill on first down. And he's got him over the middle. Fedorowicz. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On the counter, it's Miller. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 16 yards on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
Not an ideal spot to be on first down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in second and manageable.
Dagger, 20, dagger, switch.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. Dumps it complete to Miller. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
On first down, it's Tannehill. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up...
Sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. Back to the air. Tannehill on second down. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. The intended receiver, Lewis Murphy. And now it's third down.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Braxton Miller, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. A screen complete to Crowell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up second down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Right. Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
They'll run with Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Cleveland. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12.
Let's go, D. Check 13.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. Underneath for Miller. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's a gain of 7, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Now a 1st down throw, Tannehill. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. They get 31 yards that time. And it's good enough for a Cleveland 1st down.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Green 39! Green 39!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And it pops free. The collision there jarring the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Every time I see a hitch pattern dropped, I go back to the combine because there's a drill that they use all the time that's called the gauntlet drill, where a receiver catches the ball and just works his way straight down the line and catches it from different sides. And the problem with that drill is that you don't actually have to secure the catch. You just kind of catch it, drop it immediately, and keep moving. And sometimes that shows up on plays like this.
Now they go screen. It's complete. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a third down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Hard throw, incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and this score will stay right where it is. So points so crucial in a tight game like this, but this kick off the goalpost, and that'll keep the score right where it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made this a 2-score game, but any cushion this late definitely would have helped. Now they need to ask their defense for another stop, and that's going to require some work.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms
under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Hey, we've got tight end left.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. And he's got it over the middle. Fedorowicz. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That'll be a gain of 16. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
1 receiver left, 3 to the right. From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. They give him a gain of 38.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Again, it's Miller. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and get the linebacker. And you're not allowed to climb. You got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there. And a really nice play resulted for them.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Bullock will put this one through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick. but that one was never in doubt.
And at this stage in the game, every play is magnified here as we get down to the nitty-gritty.
Here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got room. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
I remember playing, and from a safety's perspective, when you saw a toss play and trying to see guys get to the edge and get outside, that was always a tough moment because where do you go to pick up the ball carrier? If they seal the edge and seal the perimeter, they're going to bounce that outside. It's a lot longer run, and you got to make sure your angle is right because once they get to the edge, they're going to pick up good yardage. Your job now is to make sure they don't go all the way for a touchdown. You have to become an excellent tackler against a lot of bodies out leading a runner. And on this play, the defenders were finally able to rally to the ball after a big pickup of yardage and hurt him out of bounds.
And he will find his man on the outside. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Coleman, the man in motion left.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and it'll bring up third down.
Receivers work all the time on making sure they catch the ball, haul it into their bodies before they turn and run. A little bit of loss of focus on that play.
So the offense dealing with a 3rd and 6.
Set. Blue landing. Blue landing.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Leopard. Leopard. Slam.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's able to find Hawkins. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Now let's go. Leopard. Leopard.
They'll look to throw again. And his throw is incomplete. Second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Well, time not on their side here. In fact, a lot going against them. They do have a small glimmer of hope.
No one likes to play extra football. They want to go for the win right now.
No. Check. Patriot. Here we go now. Now look at 56. Green, 39. Detroit. Gun.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Leopard. Green, 39.
Mike, 56.
All right, now look at 56. Lucky 56. Set. Leopard. All right, now look at 56. Lucky 56. Blue 90. Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
Check 50.
He'll drop to throw. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a fourth pick. And it's third down.
While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on third down and 9. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
And now out comes Houston. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Offense.
Nice. Hit. Eat. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Woo, defense, let's go. Let's go. We got chips over here. Let's overload.
One receiver left, 3 to the right.
Hey, 380. 380.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw. Dumps it complete to Miller. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Blue
Desperation time for Tannehill on 4th down. Finding time. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Browns, it may not be too late to salvage their season as the win moves them to 2-5 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road.